Jim Kinloch, Rockville, Maryland. Kerry Max Cook and false and tainted evidence. This is a story of an innocent man named Kerry Max Cook, who was convicted and sentenced to death for a murder he never committed. And in order to prove his guilt or innocence, I looked at the transcripts of all 3 trials. And you'd be very surprised at how very little time it took to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Kerry Max Cook was totally innocent, and that in this brutal murder trial, Kerry Max Cook really should have been acquitted. Now, Kerry Max Cook's troubles really first began when he was prosecuted for this murder by prosecutor Steen. For this prosecutor was a very, very ambitious man, and he was determined to convict Kerry Max Cook on circumstantial evidence, and he succeeded in the biggest miscarriage of justice that there has ever been. For the brutal murder of Linda Jo Edwards, 3 times Kerry Max Cook was tried, and 3 times a jury of his peers Kerry had to face. Yet this would never have happened if the prosecution hadn't put witnesses on the stand who obviously lied when he testified. And I truly believe that this was a trial that should never have taken place. For if the prosecutors had checked out all the evidence at the time, long before this trial began, they would have clearly seen that Linda Jo Edwards' lover could have been totally responsible for committing that heinous crime. And if they had done a better investigation, a jury down in Texas might not have convicted an innocent man. But he didn't bother to check out the evidence, and Kerry Max Cook was unjustly convicted of this crime over 30 odd years ago. And because of all the falsified and tainted evidence, Kerry Max Cook went to jail for a very, very long time. And all of the 22 years Kerry Max Cook spent in prison, he spent trying to prove his innocence while he's sitting in isolation on death row. Yet it was never proved beyond the shadow of a doubt that Kerry Max Cook was guilty, but the jury believed what the prosecution had to say. And if the death sentence had been carried out, all those jurors who are still alive would have to live with the fact that an innocent young man's life might have been taken away. This is a case where the justice system obviously failed, and an innocent man went to jail for a very, very long time. Yet this would never have happened if true justice really had prevailed, and they had made a better investigation into who was actually responsible for committing that heinous crime. Now, how many people can be sure that justice will take place in a court of law here in the USA? How many more killers would be allowed to simply walk away scot-free, like many people believe they did in the O.J. Simpson and the Casey Anthony case? Now, how many totally innocent men like Kerry Max Cook are still behind prison bars today? For the last 12 years, Kerry Max Cook has been free after serving over 20 long and torturous years. But there's still a murder conviction on his record when there really shouldn't be. For due to falsified and tainted evidence, he was convicted of a murder that he didn't commit by a jury of his peers. Now, this is a conviction that should never really exist, for it was handed down by a jury in one of the worst cases of injustice America has ever seen. And for many years, Kerry's been fighting to have his name taken off that convicted felons list. And there are thousands of people like me who have signed a petition to get Governor Rick Perry down in Texas to wipe Kerry Max Cook's record clean. So far, we've over 32,000 signatures to clean the record of an innocent man, but we still need many, many more. So let's try to get it up over 1 million if we can, and make a petition and send it down to Texas and make it such a large petition that Governor Perry really can't ignore. And to all those who signed the petition, your signatures are deeply appreciated. And we must continue to fight for Kerry's record, for no matter how long it takes. And let's also start a petition to get Kerry Max Cook adequately compensated for all the years he was incarcerated, and let's make the justice system down in Texas pay dearly for their mistakes. I believe this man is totally innocent, and I believe that prosecutors down in Texas at the time, they bent over backwards to convict this guy. Don't ask me why, but that's how I see it, and that's how an awful lot of people here in America see it. So, after viewing this, if you agree with me, go to change.org, sign a petition to get Kerry Max Cook's name cleared for once and for all. Thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless America.